that are very few people control the world. Very few people. People will be staggered how few.
How many?
Well, I'm going to come to that
Okay,
in terms of it's fewer now than ever before, and why. But a lot of people have said in response to that, a few people can't control the world. There's too many people. It's not possible. Well, now we have a handful of people, which you could probably get on 10 fingers, or 2 hands, yeah, that control Google, control YouTube, owned by Google, control Facebook, that absolutely dominate the information that most people see or don't see. We have a concentration of power in Silicon Valley, a very small area of the world, that is the greatest concentration of surveillance and censorship power the world has ever seen. They can decide what you see and what you don't see, and they can trawl your data, in other words, the military intelligence community can, to find out the fine detail of your life from the information that you've posted on these various platforms. So that's what we're facing in terms of freedom of speech. It's disappearing. In fact, it doesn't exist. There is no freedom of speech. By the definition of freedom of speech is the freedom to speak your opinion and not have it censored and not have it banned.
So this happened to you, didn't it, at one of your talks where they tried to close it down?
Well, they always try to close my talks down.
You don't seem that bothered.
And when I say they, I'm talking about a ridiculously few people. We've reached the point now where there is a global network of ultra-Zionist groups that answer to Israel and the Netanyahu regime currently, who are targeting anyone who is in any way questioning the fact that Israel is not God's gift to humanity in every last thing that it does. This does not only include the general population. The ones they focused most on are Jewish people. Jewish people who are questioning the Israeli treatment of the Palestinians, which is horrific, are being targeted by these ultra-Zionist hate groups. I say hate groups because their modus operandi is to get the public to hate their targets, to silence them. And it's extraordinary how easy it is. I'll tell you how easy it is with me. They go to, and I'm talking a ridiculously few people that don't represent the Jewish community at all, just claim to. They'll go to a venue and they'll say, this man Icke, he's going to come and say, it's all the Jews, he's anti-Semitic, he's a racist, he's going to say the Jews are doing this, the Jews are doing that. I ain't said any of that. The venue does not then come to me and say, look, these people are saying you're going to say this. And I'd say, look, go on my website and you'll see a video, a 10-hour talk that I've been doing for the last 2 years. Show me where there's any anti-Semitism or racism in it. Quite the opposite, because what I'm saying is, ironically, we need to put down these irrelevant manufactured fault lines of race and religion and culture and color that divide us and realize that we're actually all one consciousness having different experiences, and that we've got caught in the illusion that the experiences of who we are when we are that consciousness that's having the experiences. So I am presenting what you could easily call the ultimate non-racist view of life, because I say race is a nonsense and an irrelevance and an illusion. Same with all of it, religion. But the venues never check. They just say, "Oh well, oh okay, we're not going to have him then." Yeah. Saying that, even though he's not going to say it, and they cancel the event. Now, when a venue says to these people who orchestrate emails and letters, all orchestrated, same few people every time, the venue says, "No, hold on, freedom of speech, mate. We're not having. No, he's going to be allowed to speak." What they then do is up the ante. They start saying to the venue, well, these are the consequences for you if you do this and whatever. And then some of them go to the police and they say, oh, you know, this could be very, very dangerous to the audience and the staff because there's going to be big protests against this person. And the police in Leicestershire, one of them, the guy that handled it, was a counter-terrorist officer, right? You're laughing. So did I. Mm. So I went to meet this guy. They go to the venue, right? And they say, oh, you know, these guys, danger to the staff, danger to the audience, and one of the things they said to the venue was, well, they could damage your reputation, right? And I'm thinking, now I thought the police were there to defend freedom of speech, not persuade a bloody venue that it'd be better in their interest if they destroyed it, right? Mm. So anyway, that's what happened. And we got a meeting, and I went up to Leicester, and I met this counter-terrorism officer. God help us if that's counter-terrorism's level of operation. And I met this other guy from Leicester City Council. And the first thing I said to them, I gave them the email sent to us from the venue laying out what these two had told the venue. And I said to them, can you confirm that what is being said by the venue here happened and that's what you did? They agreed. Mm. So I knew what the interaction had been. So then I said to them, name me one book of mine that you've ever read. Silence. So I said, okay, name me one public event of mine that you've ever attended. Silence. And then I said, well, now name me one event anywhere in the world, and I've been right round the world in the last 2 years. Any event in the last 2 years on this world tour where one single person has ever protested. Silence. Reason? A, they couldn't answer because they're not checked. And secondly, not one has ever protested. But all it's taken is for people to contact the venue, or in this case, contact the police as well, tell absolute lies about what I'm saying, and they destroy freedom of speech and someone's A, ability to speak in public, and B, the people to take the choice to listen. That was a sold-out event in Leicester, my hometown. And then what these ultra-Zionist hate groups do is they then contact the media when a venue cancels because of them, and they say the event's been cancelled because the venue realised he's a Holocaust denier and an anti-Semite. Of course, the media then repeat that, and you see a headline like Holocaust denier David Icke's event cancelled. And when this has appeared on these mainstream news sites on the internet, I've contacted them, every single one. I don't usually, but in this case you have to. And I've said, before I call my lawyers, would you please send me the evidence you have to support that headline? In every single case, bar none, they take it down in minutes, because they have done. All they've done is repeated what these ultra-Zionist hate groups have said. Mm. And what we are now seeing, and there's been a number of examples this week as we speak, is more and more Jewish people are coming out and saying to about these hate groups, you don't speak for us.